everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a card using the May stamp of the month called Flowers for You. This is the stamp set and you can get it for $5 with a $50 purchase or for free if you're a VIP. So let's get started. I'm going to use sapphire cardstock and some of this cardstock from You Are Enough. This is the Bluebell with the rose gold foiling. So I have a piece of the Tim Holtz watercolor paper set up in my Misty. It's the smooth side, and I'm going to ink up this floral image in black ink and stamp it. This square is cut at 3 by 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to stamp that out in black. And then I'm going to stamp over it with Versamark. So I'm going to hit it with my anti-static powder pouch first to make sure that ink is all dry and set. And then I'm going to ink up my stamp with Versamark ink. This is the sticky ink that embossing powder will stick to. And then I'm going to stamp over in exactly the same place with the Versamark. That's the beauty of the Misty, that you can stamp multiple times in the same place. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle my image with clear embossing powder. And then we'll sprinkle off the excess and heat it up with my heat tool and melt that embossing powder and lock that black stamped image in place. So now when I use water on top of it, the image won't smear. Okay. So I'm going to place this on my glass mat with removable Tombow, making sure it's cool enough before I can turn it over. I'm going to secure it down to my glass mat. And now I'm going to use these Nuvo Shimmer powders. You just tap out color wherever you want it on your image. It's an easier way to get color on this image quickly rather than coloring each flower in individually. And then I'm going to spritz it with water. So this is a loose watercolor image, and you just have to let things happen because the colors are going to do what they're going to do. So just spritz it and they'll start moving around, and you can help it out with a paintbrush to break up some of the concentrated bits of powder and just move it around. So I'm just helping it along with my paintbrush, and then I'll add some color where I need a little more color, and then just work it around with the paintbrush. These powders are so fun to work with. They're shimmery and sparkly and really cool. Okay, let's stamp our sentiment. I'm using the Just Because sentiment. I'm going to stamp it in the middle of this piece of White Daisy cardstock because I'm going to die cut it using the Party Banners thin cuts. So I need it to leave enough room on either side for that thin cut to fit. So I'm going to roll it through my Big Shot and cut that out. This die cut embosses where the folds are so that you can create a interesting banner out of your sentiment. So we'll roll that through. So at the end of the video, I'll have another version of this same card in other colors, the same design, and I used the sentiment Thankful. So I started out by cutting my square of sapphire at 4 by 4, I believe, and later on I'll cut it down. And then I have my cardstock you are enough cardstock at 4¼ by 5½, and I'll wind up cutting that one down too. So kind of designing the card as I go. So I'm trimming the sapphire down to 3½ by 3½. It fits better. Okay, so now I have a piece of craft foam. This is really thin craft foam, and I'm going to pop my colored image a little bit with the craft foam. So I'm just placing it on scratch paper because it's not quite dry and I'm impatient. And so I'm going to put some glue down on that and then place the whole image with the craft foam on a piece of sapphire cardstock. And then I'll set a block on top so it can dry up and set up flat. Okay, so now we can start building our card. So I started looking at this and decided that it needed a border of sapphire around it as well. So I'm going to cut a piece of sapphire at 4¼ by 5½, and that will be the card base. And trying to figure out where to fit my trimmer without having to move my image with block. So do it over there. Okay, and then we'll trim down this pattern cardstock to, it's just a smidge smaller. I want a really thin border. So I think I cut like an eighth of an inch off of each side. Okay, so now we can start building. Got my card base. It's a side fold A2 card, and I'm going to place my sapphire cardstock down with Tombow, and then layer the pattern cardstock on top with Tombow. Okay, and then we'll add our patterned, our stamped image at the top of my card. Okay, and then I'm just folding up my little banner and looking at my stamped image, and I didn't get it on there quite straight, so I'm going to fix it. That's better. And then we'll add that little banner. So all of these supplies are currently available in my online store. I will make a list in the description below. And you can get the stamp of the month only during the month of May with a $50 purchase. So I'm using a combination of thin foam tape and glue dots and a little Tombow to add this banner. Get that added. And then the last step, I'm going to add some rose gold liquid pearls and scatter a bunch of those around this image on the card front, just for a little added pop of color. And I'll have close-up shots at the end. And the other card that I used, it was in peach color and sangria, and a combination of Nuvo colors, cherry bomb, blue blitz, falling leaves, and sunray. So this is the one that's on the bluebell pattern cardstock. And then this is the one in the other colors, the other collection of colors. So pretty. I love that Nuvo Shimmer powder. So I hope you give this project a try. This Stamp of the Month set is really fun. So I appreciate you watching my video today. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.